who's talking. You can talk now. I need to stop talking. I can take coffee now. I'm just gonna have way too many weird clips today.
This route seems safer than the one that Loren was leading you on, though there's no clear path to speak of. Oriana leads you over thick roots and under bowers. She skirts around the gardens of unfamiliar plants, mottled gray and shimmering in the light. But there are no unexpected pitfalls, and your footing remains steady. After a few minutes, Oriana breaks the silence. It is good that you do not give Loren's fears too much weight. Her forgetfulness makes her overcautious. She worries she will become lost and find her way, which is not an unfounded concern. You need not limit yourself to her capabilities, you know. You can trust her to do what is best to help you, but do not rely on her overmuch. She gets so confused. I have many things to oversee, but I will help you, if you need it. There's simply no way to interpret Oriana's words in a way that isn't insulting to Loren.
Well, that was a pretty abrupt change in pronoun use.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if...
Before it was like they, and now it's her.
Yeah. Interesting. Oh, sorry.
Maybe Loren is two people in one.
Maybe, yeah. I'm wondering if because they are so forgetful that they don't even know what they are.
Right, yeah.
So I'm wondering if Oriana just has the right of it, and that it's a more masculine. I don't know. We haven't really gotten any indication. It just seemed. Do you remember any like explicit description of Loren in terms of like their gender?
So,
I'm just curious.
When we were first introduced to that character, we were warned that they were, for lack of a better description of what they said, non-binary. So that they do wear dresses and, they have broad shoulders. It was like a really good mix of both masculine and feminine features.
Yeah, interesting. I won't let insults to Loren stand. I don't want to create conflict, but I can't resist a sharp reply under my breath. I'm not a sharp under the. I'm not like that. I'm like, no, that seems like a bitchy thing to say. Her relationship with Loren isn't my concern. I ignore her rude comments. I mean, that's probably what I would do. I don't know. Hey, Lunar. Speaking of my sibling, we get to go home and see our father. Well, his home anyway, to Newfoundland soon. And I will be moving there.
Nice.
Yeah. And literally one of the corners of the earth. It is the furthest northeast that you can go.
Get your strap on. Gosh. Zero.
Yes.
Getting feisty.
What did I pick?
Oh, it looks like they're putting on a nice little, like,
straps.
harnessy type strap thing.
Yes, I can fly with them, right? No, that's not right.
Classic. Just like, what clip did I pick? Anyway, definitely go check out Lunar Smiles. Amazing Apex Legend player, by the way. Like, I think they're amazing. Like, some of their clips is like just one-shotting with a revolver or whatever, like a Magnum or whatever the thing is, from like 150 yards, and like the reaction was great. It looked. I'm like, what did I just say? We're both kind of like, okay. Anyway, sorry. Nice to see you, Lunar. What do you think? Do we care?
I don't think we care. We haven't cared before, and we've actually made some like servant-y snide remarks to remind them that they're a servant. So I don't think we care.
Then I'm rolling the dice. Just because I just want to use the dice more. I went through the trouble of finding this punk thing, but oh yeah, Lunar, look what I got. I got dice. I push the button and the dice go. Number 3. Sweet, that's exactly what I would... That's pretty much what I would pick. I'd be like, I'm just going to ignore it. It's not a big deal. Alright. There we go. I need a hotkey for that. Okay. Yeah, my turn. You've places to be, so you let her comments pass without remark. When you next look back, you find no sign of the path you only just left. It's as though the brush has closed behind you. But Oriana lays a hand on your arm as you whip around.
Peace, my dear. There is nothing to fear as long as I am here to guide you. Here, or anywhere else on the manor grounds.
She speaks the truth, as unsettling as it might be to lose the trail. She leads you through thick, rugged shrubs. They must be hardy species to thrive so exposed to the winds at the cliff's edge. That's probably true. Sometimes you catch a glimpse of something strange, a shock of purple flowers bursting through the undergrowth, or thick, ropey vines that seem to choke the life from the nearby bushes, but Oriana draws your attention back to her, urging you to watch your step. Otherwise, she walks in silence, a soothing change from Loren's constant chatter. And then the brush opens out to the cliffs, and that silence becomes profound. I got myself a nice set of dice from Osp Dice. Oh, they're rainbowy and translucent, so it casts a rainbowy shadow when it catches light. That's cool. That is cool. Yeah, I like this dice roller because I can change the different materials and colors and everything manually, so I kind of model them after my colors. No, that sounds awesome. Okay. If you will.
After only a little more walking, you emerge from the thick, overgrown brush to find a windswept cliffside jutting out high above the road below. You can see for miles from here, over lush forest to a river tumbling between rocky shores in the distance. The afternoon sun paints the whole pastoral scene in shades of glittering gold. Best of all, Loren was right. You have to get closer to the cliff's ragged edge than you'd like to see it, but it doesn't drop away sharply. There is quite a lot of bare rock to be sure, but there is also a decline that you might be able to use if you're clever, careful, and well-equipped. Not that you carry mountaineering equipment with you. This is hardly a climb you'll be able to do alone. For today at least, the view is reassuring. There is still a world out there awaiting your return, and you can breathe out here in a way you haven't been able to since you found yourself unable to leave. The wind swirls around you, leaving rustling in the stirring grass. A thread of cold air winds its way up your stockings. You fill your lungs with the bracing breeze, and take a step back, satisfied with what you've learned. But something is in the way. A hand pressed between your shoulder blades. It relaxes as you start to turn, then shoves. You pitch forward, but even as you try to regain your balance, you know you're much too close. The edge is practically under your toes, and windmilling your arms does nothing. The road below you looks much too close and much too far away all at once as you overbalance and... Bum, bum, bum!
I'm scared. Could you imagine if we didn't have Oriana with us? Like, we'd get freaking eaten up by the maze
or was she the
that's
one that
going
just
on.
shoved us?
Well, she did tell us about the ghost that...
Yeah, Lady Amelia.
Yeah. Oriana grabs you, bunching the fabric at your back in her solid grip.
Do not abuse our guest, my lady,
she says in a firm voice as she hauls you back to the cliff. She eases you down to the ground to spare your trembling legs, then glares off into the distance. How tough is it? Like, what am I, like, fighting it? Like, apparently we're with a half-orc or something that can just, like, lift you off like your little pigly leg.
and she's shorter than you too.
She probably grabbed me by my stockings, apparently, because... Sorry, I hate socks. I always wear like flip flops even indoors, and I find I get really overheated. So when they said stockings, I was like, ugh. It's like gross. Anyway, sorry. I feel really weird today. I don't know why I'm so wonky. I feel like I'm getting prepared to like play the dodo today. We are playing Goose Goose Duck after, so FYI.
Yay.
Confused, you look around. It's only Oriana here, but she addresses a shimmer of light at the edge of your vision. That shimmer parts like a veil, and a woman steps through, bearing the same queasy translucence common to most spirits. Her gown is heavy with panels of red and gold, but she floats above you, weightlessly.
Do not think to give me orders, Lilith. It is not your place, and you know I would never have let him fall. Just a game. I do so love games.
Her mouth twists, unhappily.
Go now. Your presence is as unwelcome as it ever was. That is not my name, and you have not power to command me.
Oriana's voice wavers. This is a side of her you haven't seen before, her small chin jutting out in stubborn anger. But the spirit just curls her lip.
Sorry, I jumped again.
So, it's fine. I literally jumped again a couple times on you, just trying to take your lines.
Is that so? Mayhap we should test and see how much power I still hold. Send you back to whatever dank hole birthed you.
Lady Amelia swirls around Oriana, cold arms tight around her waist, chin resting on her shoulder.
But I forget. You're more trapped than any of us, are you not?
Oriana's fingers tighten, pressing bruises into your arm. With effort, she pulls her gaze from the haughty spirit, and you're shocked to see tears well up in her dark eyes. She gives you a pleading look.
Please, do not let her mislead you. Deception and sadism are essential to her being, and she will not hesitate to use them against you.
Amelia just raises an eyebrow.
Brave. Brave little Lilith to stand up to your betters. But how to punish you? Shall I tell our little starling all the monstrous things you've done in service to this family?
I really like this. Okay, sorry. You steal a surreptitious glance at Oriana. For all her bravado, her raised chin trembles.
No. What would be the fun of that? I'd rather let you wonder when your secrets will spill from my lips, with you unable to intervene. Oh yes, that will be just the entertainment I require.
Oriana looks up, her eyes searching yours.
Can you do anything to silence her? Anything at all? I cannot bear to hear her poison any longer.
Wow. This is
She might be the one who gives us the whole story.
Yeah, I feel like if we gain her trust... This chick is obviously being pretty harsh. Gonna leave a lurk while I take a shower. Hey, Shoes, thanks so much. Appreciate you. Hopefully your DBD journeys are going well. If Lady Amelia knows Oriana's secrets, I want them. Oriana must know more about Lady Amelia. Let Lady Amelia explain exactly what she needs. That's it. I wonder if you would have more options if you were like more close to Oriana. So her real name is Lilith. I don't doubt that there's a lot of truth to what Amelia is saying. I'm gonna let's vote on this. Let's vote. I'm curious to see what everybody has to say. I was really hoping I could like Kamehameha her with some like ghost busting ability, but that would be my choice, of course. But I'm me.
What are your thoughts? What are you thinking?
Yeah. I almost want to do number 3 because allowing her to kind of keep on prickling at Oriana for a second might give us enough information, and yet we can still choose to shut her down. But I'm afraid that if we do that and not try to at least like listen to Oriana first, that we might actually negatively affect that relationship, which so far she's okay. Like not only has she actually basically saved us constantly with her psycho super chick strength, but like this is the first time she's shown vulnerability, and as bad as it is from a psychological point of view, it's probably good to pounce on that very rare opportunity that we've had. So I think I'll probably vote number 2. I probably missed it, didn't I? What was the
The winner was 3 with 1 vote.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, alright, that's fine. We'll do 50-50. We'll do a 50-50. Survey says, Black Dice says 1. So that would be Oriana. I win, you lose. What was your
I was the 1 vote, yeah.
Yeah. What was your reasoning behind it though?
So she's given us a lot to think about, and I wanted to see if she would keep talking, because like villains, they like to go on their little monologue that kind of like gives you all the details.
No, absolutely. I actually that's not a bad way of looking at it for sure. Yeah, because especially a spirit who's like vindictive, all they can do is like
focus on that. Yeah,
whatever.
But I see what your reasoning is too.
Yeah. I my issue is I don't know how much of Lady Amelia's stuff is true. Like Oriana might not give us a lot, but what she gives us seems to be true, right? Like, oh, there's a chick that's gonna try and kill you at the cliff. What happens? Chick tries to kill us, right? Like that. Like I'm always willing to go with truth and not with vindictive psycho ladies, I guess. But you're right. Like that doesn't mean, like I said, what she's saying is not true. Because it would be nice to know Lilith's past. Anyway, yeah. So let's go with this one. See what happens. I think it's my turn. I don't remember. Yep. Keeping your voice low, you turn to Oriana. Oh, right, that's me. What can you tell me about her? You nod your head in Amelia's direction.
She's a monster. Her staff was terrified that she would notice them enough to take an interest. Locals disappeared and were never heard from again. She would host Bacchanalia. I don't know what that one is. That would last days, and guests' bodies had to be taken out back more often than not. Her son was even worse, but having her for a mother is explanation enough. She could have gone and done with after he killed her, but she somehow managed to get herself trapped here as a ghost. Since then, she appeared at times to torment us before growing bored and returning to whatever purgatory holds her.
With an anxious look back at Amelia, Oriana finishes her diatribe. Amelia just chuckles.
Oh, do go on, Lilith. Continue making our little starling wonder how you know so much about me and why you hate me so violently. I'm ever so curious to learn what conclusions he will draw. I could give you a hint.
She adds, turning to you.
If you were to assist me by letting me loose to roam this place as I choose.
As if, lady.
Interesting, though, that her own son killed her.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, she sounds like a true, like, tyrannical psychopath. Like, maximum narcissist, you know? I'll do everything in my power to release her to do as she will. Why would you ever, like, what kind of... I don't know why that's even an option. Like what? Oh, yeah, I just got pushed over the cliff by this lady. Let's let her go and fucking tyrannize everybody. Sorry. I refuse to free her. She could be much too dangerous. She's safe enough like this. Let her think I'll help. It will make banishing her to the next world easier.
Okay. I see
that.
you're getting excited. But let me just remind you, we have not successfully banished anyone, okay?
Nonsense. We got rid of the darkness demon. We saved people.
Much less someone of this caliber, okay?
Nonsense. Replace the next world, but I'll do the courtesy of infirming. She's gonna fight me. Okay, here's the thing. From a moral standpoint, regardless of my ability to do so, from a moral standpoint, I can't just let this psycho chick keep on pushing people over cliffs.
Right. I get that. I just wanted to remind you, we've not yet been able to do that. And every time we try, it's bad.
Okay, but hear me out. In this case, it's going to be much different for two reasons, right? One, Oriana's here, so we have a little backup.
Okay.
Two, we just finished explaining to ourselves, basically, that this is the most free we've felt and not oppressed by the ghostly energies.
Very true.
So we have full use of our abilities, it seems. And we're still kicking butt. I just gotta double check. We had 78%. Right? 78. What few tests the spirit world has thrown against you have been easily survived, and you barely feel their weight. So I feel like it's an okay gamble here.
All right. Let's try it and see what happens. I'm down.
All right. Here's the thing. Are we going to be a little sneaky snake? I say, oh yeah, I'll totally help you.
Oh yeah, definitely sneaky.
Okay, here's my caveat, right? Because I can think on the other side of. If we say that, but don't tell Oriana might interrupt us and it could go south.
This is true, but I think I would rather have Oriana confused than to be like, oh no, bitch, you are being banished right here and now, and then it just releases a hellstorm.
All right, but if half-orc chick strangleholds me in like 2 seconds, I'm blaming you. Let her think I'll help. It will make banishing her to the next world easier. I just have a bad feeling about this one. As much as I was cocky before, I just have a bad feeling about this one. And you know why it is because I actually have a hard time like honestly lying.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't actually like to lie, even though I'm really good at it. And I just feel like there's a little bit of haha, good luck. Thanks.
Get the sound alert. Oh, I fucked up. Ready.
What?
There's a sound alert and it's like, oh, I fucked up.
Nice. Classic. Let's get on with it then, shall we?
You answer as cheerfully as you can under the circumstances. She notes nothing amiss. The words come easily to you, flowing as they always do from one reservoir of power within you. The manipulation of spiritual energy isn't a science one can master. It's an art one must attune to. You speak the last word, and the charm is complete. For a moment, Amelia shimmers. She lifts a hand that glitters in the sunlight. That's strange, she says as it starts to fade back into the aether. She realizes what has happened a moment too late and screams in rage. But there's nothing left for her to do. Her arm is gone, then half her body, and everything just like that. Oriana stares at you, wide-eyed. Where is she gone? I do not understand. You offer her a thin smile.
She's gone where she belongs, into the aether, where the dead who roam the world normally remain. I would have banished her completely, but that doesn't seem to work correctly in this place.
Oriana looks at you with a new respect. You chose wisely. I am impressed. Will she return to bother us?
Not anytime soon. It takes quite a bit of energy to get through. She cheated this time by latching onto me. I should count myself lucky that she didn't attempt to possess me in the process. Cap, buddy. Feel so bad. I just assumed you weren't available. Sus. Yeah, Twitch is, I don't know, Twitch is weird, man.
Mm-hmm.
I've had several times where it doesn't let me know. Like even on Discord sometimes. Well, okay, part of my problem with Discord is I had everything muted because all the notifications kept on coming through onto the stream, and I hated that. It just drove me nuts. And I just don't like phones, so I could have had it on my phone, I suppose, but I hate notifications for the most part. If I could change the sound, I wouldn't be so bad. But it's the same stupid, piercing, annoying. It's like fucking Mario jumping on my turtle shells and shit. It's annoying. Anyway, Twitch is definitely weird. Agreed. Every time Shanna's DQs and returns Discord. Yeah, disconnects. Yeah. So I muted it. You should be able to change the sound. Maybe I tried.
I have all of the promo channels muted just because, I want it to be there for people to see, but I just don't want the notifications.
Yeah. I mean, I catch them. Like I get the red thing, and I do check Discord fairly regularly, which is the only thing I check. Like, people try and get a hold of me on Facebook or on, well, even text or like people phone me. I have my phone muted. I don't like phones. I don't like the pressure of sound that a lot of phone stuff or notifications bring. It's like I don't have kids, right? But I imagine kids would be like notifications that I couldn't handle. Like mom, dad. It's like okay, shut up, Mario. Thank you, Cat. Oh, you mean Discord? Never mind. Yeah. Discord is the. Oh yeah, my phone I've gotten actually pretty good in changing the sounds for other things. I made it sound like crystal, but like really soft, like kind of like I don't know how to make the sound. It's similar to Final Fantasy crystal. Like Final Fantasy does really neat crystal sounds. Okay, sorry, we are definitely taking longer. We might only get through one chapter. We'll see what happens here. But yes, welcome, Kat. Thanks for coming by. Oriana takes your arm.
We must return to the house. I need to speak with her ladyship.
Loren hurries up to you, a basket cradled in their arms. Their breath comes out in puffs as they try to catch up. What happened?
Accompany our guest. He can explain.
Oriana turns to you.
Loren may be forgetful, but you can trust her to see you safely back to the house.
She stalks off into the bush. Loren leads you back to the house. You try to answer all of their questions. There's quite a lot of ground to cover, both literally and figuratively, but you do your best. Occasionally they pause to offer you a biscuit, some cheese, an apple, quite a lot of food that you can't possibly stomach with your nerves on edge. They take your refusal with a smile that betrays a dogged determination to comfort you by way of wholesome fare. Eventually, Loren runs out of questions, or you run out of compelling answers. Worrying their lip between their teeth, they screw up the courage to bring up another topic entirely. You heard what Mistress Oriana calls me, I'm sure. She, or young lady. I know she outranks me here, but I dearly wish you would ignore her when she does that. I'm not what she says.
Ooh.
It's fine. Sophia explained to me already. Does she always do that? That's none of my business.
I think number one here, because Sophia did explain it already.
Mm-hmm.
And now we know that was intentional, and Not a slip up of the writer.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't. They've been pretty careful, I think, in terms of grammar and everything. So I'm actually really impressed by the quality of this writing. It's not like, obviously, it's not the best writing or anything like that, but it's consistent, and I appreciate it. It's none of our beeswax. I'm kind of actually leaning towards Cap on this one myself. Let's vote. Let's vote. There's enough people here that I think. What do you guys think? I'm just generally neutral about such things. Lunar kind of knows my position on most of these things, but I'm not a dickhead either. I'm probably the most conservative person I know in our friend circle. But yeah, I can respect where people are coming from, and like I said, in the end, I think we need to be dickheads to people. You know? So I'm pretty neutral in general. Sorry, what was there? Tie?
It was a tie. Yep.
All
Between None of Our Business and Sophia Told Me.
Okay, I'm gonna roll the dice. I'm going to be neutral on this one. Put my money where. Oh yeah, Cap. I have dice now. It's gonna be so much fun. So black one is three-sided dice, and the white one is two-sided dice, which I actually didn't know there was such a thing, but apparently there is. Oh yeah, sorry, black one's 1 or 2. So that's a 2.
Ooh.
So none of my beeswax. The dice have spoken. I really need to make a hotkey for that. Oh geez, sorry, Caps. I wasn't even like jumping in on Cap stuff. That reminds me, Zell, check your Discord's DMs. He's a psychology teacher at the University of Toronto. Yeah, we learned nothing by the poll. He's a podcast under his name. Yeah, very like the guy's like legit though. If you guys haven't watched anything from Jordan Peterson, the guy is so passionately like smart and is really concerned with the his primary concern with people is responsibility, right? Is taking responsibility for oneself. And so one of his first things he'll basically tell anybody who wants to like change the world, everything, he's like, go and clean your fucking room. I mean, he wouldn't say it that way, but go make your bed. If you can't make your bed, then there's no way you can make up for any of the crazy stuff that's going on in the world. Like, why do you have the arrogance to think that because like you can't pick up a sock off the ground and put it in the fucking hamper, that you can go and pick up a piece of garbage, or more than that you somehow can like reform political systems to somehow function better? You don't know what you're talking about. You don't have actual responsibility because you don't have a practical application of it in a small sphere. And once you do that, then you can start taking larger steps to doing your part to change the world, which is fine. He was fine with it, but he hates ideologues and stuff like that, or like people who are like protesting and a bunch of children who are rioting and stuff like that. It's like, that's not changing the world. You're just basically burning shit for no reason, kind of thing. And so he has really great discourses on that, and it's really neat. Yeah, 12 Rules for Life is his book, and so. You didn't know coins exist. No, I didn't know obviously coins exist. Yes, I know that's a D2. Ha ha, funny guy. Anyway, sorry. I am obviously off on tangents today. We're on the next chapter too. I have a lot of editing to do once I actually do this freaking... This chapter has gone like an hour and a half for no reason. You shift uncomfortable with the thrust of this conversation. I'd also prefer not to talk about this if it's all the same. Let's just leave it at that. Oh, of course. Lorraine flushes, clearly somewhat embarrassed, but they also look mildly relieved. Well, let's keep moving then. Sooner than you expected, Darnacroy House comes back into view. Still a prison, but you begin to think you might yet be able to make the most of it. But not tonight. Tonight, you need to rest. You'll need all your strength if you're to succeed in the days ahead.